Got a like. I like when I get likes. Make sure I've got my settings right here. Trying something different tonight since TikTok is down. Well, it's not down, but the live portion is. So we're just going to come on here and we're going to chat. If you have a topic you'd like to talk about, leave a comment down below. We'll talk about it. First time doing this. This is it's kind of weird. Got to figure out how to invite people in out of the chat. Because I haven't done much over here on YouTube. It's all been done on TikTok. If you're watching, say hi so I know who I'm talking to. Makes it a lot easier. Because if that's just my wife, I can go out there and talk to her. Is that my wife watching? And if so, can you hear me? Possibly. Maybe. Meadow Dream, how are you doing tonight? Up there in Michigan. What's the weather supposed to be like up there tonight? Because I know here in Indiana, they're talking like 20 below zero wind chills. So yeah, this is going to be different than what you normally see out of me on TikTok. Kind of out of my element. Good, good. You ever had a paranormal encounter up there, Meadow Dream? Give you a subscribe there, Meadow Dream. Appreciate you coming in. Really? Let me figure out. Let me see if I can figure out how to. Um, there's got to be a way to do this. Got to be. I'm still learning all this on YouTube. How to add people into the stream. Pop out dashboard. Don't have access to that. Don't have access to that. Participants. That doesn't help. Meadow Dream, would you like to be a guest on a future show? Because I'm looking for people that want to come in and have a one-on-one conversation. You know, maybe not even live, just um, just a conversation through Google Meet that we might be able to turn into an episode of Miss Monsters and Mullets. And if anybody knows how, you can share the screen. Customization details. That doesn't help me. Really? Well, we can have a discussion, maybe through email, or you can text me. You can text the show. It's not my personal phone number. And that's the reason I can never remember it. I have to look it up. I'll put it down here in the chat as soon as I pull it up here. When I'm in TikTok, I have my mods do all this for me. It is oh my goodness. We're gonna get it. I'm a horrible host. Horrible. Yeah, you can text that number and we can have a conversation. Maybe I can convince you to come on and do a private interview. I got some things in the works. I've got quite a few episodes that I have to still edit and schedule to be premiered on YouTube. But this whole TikTok thing is driving me nuts because TikTok is 90% of my show. You know, I do the lives over there, record everything, get people to come in. You have a little more of a chance of getting people to come into the live on TikTok because I have 10,000 followers over there. But, you know, you have the For You page, and as long as people are interacting and everything like that, the algorithm sets me up to promote my show. Over here, not as easy. But, as I keep growing, I've gained, I think, 10 subscribers in the last week, which doesn't sound like a lot, but to me it is because that was like a 15% increase in a week. So, but yeah, really like really like to get some people to come in just have conversations. Doesn't even have to be about the paranormal. We could start there, but I have an episode, if you look down through the videos, called Off the Rails. And that's kind of how my lives go all the time is, we start with the paranormal and then we get these side conversations. But a lot of times I edit those side conversations out when I create an episode. So I want to do more where it's more natural. It's just, like two people talking and, let the jokes fly, let the personalities come through. So, yeah, but I've never had a fairy story. And that's what intrigues me about you, Meadow Dream, is I like different. I like the weird. And that's not something you normally get people calling in to talk about. So really interested. I appreciate it. I do appreciate it. Are you, Meadow Dream, are you a subscriber to the channel? Because eventually I may end up doing a lot more of these lives over here once I build my subscriber count up a little more. And yeah. Hmm. That sounds interesting. Sounds interesting. Are you a wizard? Are you a wizard, Harry? I appreciate it. Do appreciate it. I'd really like to hear what this fairy goblin wizard thing is. That's not something you hear about. Yeah. I do appreciate the subscription. Like I said, I'm pretty new over here on YouTube. Been doing most of my stuff over on TikTok, and then with the band coming through, I hurried up and made a YouTube channel. And gotcha, gotcha. I'm a mutt. I'm a mutt. I don't. I really don't know where my ancestry leads back to. I know there's some English and German, but other than that, I don't know. I know my family's been in Kentucky and Pennsylvania since like the early 1700s. That's all I know. But I just like to talk to people, you know? It doesn't even have to be about paranormal. I have a lot of interests. Paranormal is just a big one. Yeah.
That's what she said.
Yeah, we most of my direct descendants are from Kentucky. And quite a bit of my family still lives in Kentucky. But we do have branches of the tree in Pennsylvania, and that's really the only ones that I know of. My real name is not very common. So that's why I go by Methancamp. Since my name isn't very common, it'd be very easy to figure out who I am, where I live, and things like that. So, and I don't want people showing up at my house if I make them mad. I know, I know it'd be hard to believe that a guy in a fake mullet from the internet could make somebody mad, but it happens. It does happen, especially when people start looking at my comedy. There's a lot of people who, for some reason, take offense to comedy, and I don't get that. I don't get it. You know, it's just a joke. Calm down. Have a have a video on TikTok about um I play this fake ladies man. That's my whole character. And I say that I have a rule that, you know, no women under the age of 35. And I got so much hate for that. Hate. People hated it. You're too old for a 35-year-old. I know. I'm married. In real life, I'm married. It's just a joke. People, calm down. Yeah. I'm from the 80s though, so we didn't get offended by comedy. You know, so it doesn't register with me that if I tell a joke that it might make somebody upset. Actually, my live got shut down the other night on TikTok because I made a joke. Yeah. Yeah. People don't have a sense of humor anymore. And I don't do politics. So I just got to be me, you know? Yeah, I'll be 49 this year. So this new era of um this new era of quote unquote comedy just doesn't resonate with me. You know, it's all toilet humor, and I mean we had our share of toilet humor back in the 80s, but you know, people actually made jokes that were funny and not just disgusting, you know. And I don't think we were as obsessed with politics back then. I know still cared about who won the election and stuff like that, but it wasn't so polarized where you lose friends just because of who you're voting for. I don't ever remember that kind of stuff happening whenever I was going through high school or anything like that. Weird times we're living in. That's all I'm going to say about politics because I don't like politics. Just makes people mad. And I really don't want to make people mad. But when I see people get mad over things they see on the internet, I think, that's a you problem. Not if you're mad at something you saw on the internet, that's a you problem. Not what you saw's problem. Maybe that's just me. Yeah. But even with the paranormal, people get bent out of shape because you have people that think they know or they consider themselves experts on things, and you can't be an expert in the paranormal. You can't, because if you're an expert, that means it's not paranormal anymore. It would be scientifically proven or whatever. And so when you hear people saying they're an expert on Bigfoot or expert on ghosts or whatever, yeah, you really need to be honest about, you know, about the world. If you just follow one person or one I don't know, one ideal, you're not you're pretty close minded if you do that. You got to be able to hear both sides, and that goes with the paranormal too. It goes back to what I was saying about these so-called experts. If you're calling yourself an expert, then you're probably not open-minded to hearing other points of view on these subjects. So I have a video coming out shortly. When I say shortly, it could be another month, but um, it's with. I did an interview with Jason Kinsey from Searching for Sasquatch, and I like his approach to the subject. He's out there just looking for evidence as a open-minded. He doesn't call himself a believer, but calls himself, I think he said he's a 75% believer or 50% believer, because he's heard things and experienced things, but he's never seen it. So that's a good way to be, though. If you're like, I've had my own paranormal encounters. I had I had a couple ghost interactions, and I know they're real to me. Okay, I can't tell you what they are. I can't tell you where they come from. I can't tell you their intent. They're there. So anybody who says, "Well, I've been studying this for 30 years. I'm an expert." No, you're not, because the everything you have is your opinion. Until we can sit down and study something scientifically, all you have is opinions and observations. That doesn't make you an expert. So, welcome in. I know we have two people in here now. Stop in and say hi so I know who I'm talking to. We have Meadow Dream and somebody else looking at the mullet. And that's okay. This is a little different show than what you're used to seeing if you've ever been over on TikTok, because I'm still learning all this over here on YouTube. I don't even know how to invite somebody into my lives over here. And that's weird to me. It's weird. Normally I get people commenting and click on their name, boom, they're on the show. Over here, it's a little different, and I've got to figure out a good way to add people as guests. I can do it through a couple of the programs I have, but I haven't found a really good interface that I like, where it just, you know, I want to just be able to chat with people and bring them in, and I haven't found what I'm looking for yet. I'll get there. It'd be nice if I could go live on TikTok tonight, but as of right now, you can watch videos, post videos, but the live portion does not seem to be working. Try it again here. See what happens. So I wouldn't mind streaming on both. That would be nice too. The Warcry podcast has an easy way of doing it. I'll have to look them up. Savage Elite, are you part of the Warcry podcast? I know there is some software or hosting platforms that'll do it. But a lot of them, you got to pay so much money before you can even try the stuff out. And it seems like everything that I look up, there's so many negatives to everything. Like I can't find the software that's going to do what I want it to do. And once I find it, then we'll be fine. But like this over here has this that I need, and then this program over here has something else that I need. I need to do both, and I'm not going to pay for two different services. I'm trying to find something that'll do everything that I want it to do. Just haven't found it yet, but I'll keep looking. I'm new to this. Oh, Rod, what's happening? You mean you're talking about Lodge Tales? Okay, welcome in, Rod. You busy tonight, Rod? Glad to see you in here. Familiar face from TikTok. Appreciate you coming in. This is a little different for me over here, Rod. Just chilling. I was going to do this live through Google Meet. Like I can stream the meeting here on YouTube, but I'm not sure how to be able to interact with the chat while I'm in Google Meet streaming on YouTube. I got to figure it out, because that would be a good way of doing it. So I do like the Google Meet setup and how it handles the cameras and stuff like that. And I already pay for it, so it'd be really nice if I could use it for this. But I could set up a Google Meet, stream it, have my mods handle the chat while we have a conversation. What's the weather like up in Montana? It's pretty friggin' cold here. We don't have a lot of snow, but it's cold. Below zero. 20 below with the wind chill. Not a good night for being outside. We're not Bigfoot hunting today. No. we're hunting for we're hunting for firewood. That's about it. Good thing I have electric heat and don't need to hunt for firewood. Probably should though. I should probably get a backup heating source in the house for with wood. You can do, like kerosene heaters and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah. But then, the fuel is so freaking expensive. My family has 120 acres with about 40 of it woods and get all the free wood I want. Just got to cut it up. Then your insurance goes up. It gets you either way. Just gets you either way. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I could do that. I could do that. My wife would love that. Absolutely love it. She's not watching, so I can talk about her. Yeah. I was back here. I don't even think I told her I was live yet. Still trying to go live on TikTok. And it just keeps telling me it's unable. Like I was saying earlier, I like the interface with TikTok. It's got everything I need right here. Rod, when you do what do you use to record your podcast? I know you do mostly audio, don't you? Meadow Dream, if you haven't yet, follow Lodge Tales podcast. Yeah. I like I like I like looking at myself, because I'm a good looking dude. And so I do like the video. And Miss Monsters and Mullets doesn't make much sense if you can't see the mullet. So kind of stuck with the video. Need to get you PodTrack P4. I'll look it up. Rod, can you put I don't know if you can put links in chat or not. It's Lodge Tales podcast. How do I do that? Let's see here. Maybe I can. You may not be able to get to your page here. Try it this way. Copy. There. There we go. I can do that. I'm learning. Give myself an A for putting a hyperlink in there. While I'm at it, I might as well do this too. Get everybody on the same page here. Get a link to my YouTube or my Facebook, I should say. If I can get to it. Copy. You get a chance, follow me on Facebook. Yeah, I think that's in my settings. I said I haven't done much over here other than when I'm on TikTok. It's just kind of a stream off to the side so you can hear everything that's going on TikTok. This is the first time I've had a live just with YouTube. So still learning. Um, yeah, getting ready to start a new project coming up this year. If you watch my show, you know that one of my favorite podcasts is Nevermore Hollows, and getting ready to start a project with Nevermore Hollows and Drunken Cryptids. And we're going to start a new channel, because why not? And it's going to be kind of like my off the rails segment that I do, but it's going to be those 3 shows with our own little flair. So we're looking for that. Um, yeah, nobody can yet. Not yet. I got a comment or a message from TikTok saying that, while it's up and running, they're still trying to get some of the features back up. Hopefully by tomorrow or something, because I'd like to do a live over there again. I did one yesterday, thinking it was going to be the last day I was going to be able to do one. It's kind of an impromptu live. Had 2 really good guests. I cannot wait. They are supposed to come back and do a private one-on-one interview with me. And really, really interesting encounters. And normally the ghost stuff doesn't excite me, because I know they're real. But these 2 encounters were pretty good. A lot of details and a lot of This is a lot of times, whether it's ghosts or cryptids or anything, the encounter only lasts a few seconds and you don't get much detail. But both of these guests, they had full body apparitions that they seen in detail. And one of them even knew who the ghost was. So, and this ghost followed them throughout their lives. So yeah, it's really, really good encounters. That'll probably come out in March because I have so much on the docket to upload here to YouTube and Spotify if you're not yet. And if you like Spotify and like listening to podcasts, you can follow Myths, Monsters, and Mullets over there. Over here. Yeah. Now that I have my audio fixed, you'll probably start seeing more video interviews here on YouTube. Because at first I was counting on TikTok to record everything for me, and then I would just download it. And then a lot of times the video didn't match the audio because it's being transferred to TikTok. TikTok's transferring it back to me. Things get all screwed up. And now with my new setup, I can record it all at once right here locally. And I don't have that. I have the audio and video at the same time. So I'm going to start seeing more video on YouTube, which I like. I like the video. If I just want to hear audio, I go over to Spotify. Like when I'm driving to work or whatever. So yeah. And I paid all this money for good cameras and good audio. Might as well take advantage of it and make some videos. Oh, really? Yeah, Meadow, we need to set up an interview. You have my show phone number. You can also email me at mythsandmullets@gmail.com. Put that down here. You can also email me there. That's actually a little bit quicker way than even the texting, because the texting's on an app and I have it set up to where I only see the text if I open the app. So I don't have people just contacting me all the time. That's probably the easiest way to get a hold of me, or by following me on Facebook. You can send me a message there. I see those messages a little faster than I do the text messages. Oh, you can also find me on TikTok. That's my username on TikTok. You can also find Miss Monsters and Mullets, but either one of those two, Miss Monsters and Mullets or John C.H. Methenkamp, you can find me on TikTok and join the lives. Because hopefully within a day or two, we'll be back to doing these shows live over there. Because I enjoy it over there. We're on the right track though, because at least it was only down for like 14 hours. Yeah. Try it one more time here. Try to get this up and going. Once my Miss Monsters and Mullets Facebook page that I just started like a month ago gets up to 60 days, then I'll start doing lives over there, but I can't do lives there quite yet. Nope. TikTok live studio is still down. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. If you go to the description of my YouTube, you can find a link to my TikTok. So it's a lot of fun over there when we do our lives, because I can bring in several guests and it's not just me talking the whole time. Well, sometimes it is if I can't get anybody to come in the box, but I can interact a lot better over there than I can here. And bigger following means more people in the chat. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I don't watch a lot of lives on YouTube. And I think it might be because you can't have that same interaction that you do on TikTok. You know, when I see the lives on YouTube, it's just what you're seeing right now. Some guy sitting there talking, reading the comments. Oh yeah. Yeah, TikTok's a lot of fun. Once you have like 500 followers over there, then you can go live. But I can invite anybody that comes in the chat to be a guest to do audio, which is nice. They just update it to include exactly. I'm trying not to go political here, but I really think that that's what they were intending to do, was allow Facebook or one of these others to basically take over those features here in the United States. And the people said, no, we like TikTok. So they've got to figure out a way, if YouTube and Facebook want to compete with TikTok, they've got to figure it out on their own, how to get these same features. No, I don't think it's right to force out the competition so that an American company can just come in and do it. That's not how innovation works. Facebook needs to come up with something better than TikTok, instead of just, well, I don't like this competition now, kick them out. That's not right. That's not what America's about. And I really do feel like that's what happened. TikTok was taking over, same way Facebook took over for MySpace. I liked MySpace, but I'm of that generation. You ever wonder what Tom's doing right now? Surprise, surprise. Yep. Everybody that passed or was really pushing for the ban had stock in Meta. Yeah. Big surprise there, huh? Yep. In fact, the guy who wrote the bill, he's put up a lot of money in Meta as soon as he wrote the bill. It's ridiculous. And people just keep voting these people in, and it's ridiculous. But I'm trying not to go politics. Oh, you're all right. You're all right. I think slow. So, yeah. So if you haven't yet, go over and follow Nevermore Hollows. Should I put that link up too? Let's go ahead and do it. This is my favorite podcast. Uh-oh. That's not what I wanted to do. That's not what I wanted to do. I just want to go to page. We will share this. About got a copyright ban or something right there because I was playing their stuff. Oh, there we go. Got to follow Nevermore Hollows. If you like horror, they do interviews like I do, but the 90% of it is horror tales. It's really good. Really good. It's not the normal stuff that you hear, because it's all original. But that's who I'm going to be doing some joint ventures with this year. They will appreciate it. Make sure you comment on one of their videos that John or the Cougar Hunter sent you. They'll get a kick out of that. And let's do another one here. This is the Starting. Um, Alan has a very, very soothing voice. He really does. But they're horror stories, and not they're creepy. Um, I could fall asleep to it because I've heard all of them, but the yeah, I mean they're really good. There's one if you go to Spotify and listen, you're going to hear the main story, but every once in a while there's a side story. It's still set in the same town, but there's a side story. If you go to all right. Can't wait to he'll be texting me as soon as he reads that. Um if you go to YouTube and there's playlists on there. One of the playlists includes just the stories from Nevermore Hollows. And then there's a playlist that includes the grim tale of Grace Macabre. That Grace Macabre story, you can listen to it all by itself. It's basically like a novel. Whereas the other episodes, they all are set in the same town. They all intertwine, but you don't have to listen to them in any particular order. I do recommend starting at the beginning though, because you do see some character development and things make a little more sense if you listen to them in order. But you don't have to. That's the great thing about the way Alan does his show is you can come in basically at any point. Oh, I lost everybody. Yeah. Sent people out of my own live. It's all right. I'll sit here and talk to myself. There we go. Well, okay. Did it for about an hour, I guess. 48 minutes. If you have a paranormal encounter you'd like to share, send me an email, missandmullets@gmail.com. You can also text the show. As I bring it up here because I'm a horrible host. You can text the show at 930-207-7860. Leave me a message either place, and we'll set up a time to do an interview, and you can be on the show. I'll talk to you later. Gotta go.